over quantity, I believe, when it comes to your health. Okay, the last one is fish. Okay, here's the first one. This is the one that is farm raised, and I'll talk about it in a second. So it's farm raised. It's really light pink, and it's kind of like dead looking. It's farm raised. This one is wild caught. You can see a huge difference between the two. This is light pink, and this is like a ruby red color. This is the way it should be. And the reason why the wild caught is a ruby red color is because they eat shrimp and they eat krill. Shrimp, as you know, it has an orange color. When they're alive in the waters, in the oceans, they're pinkish color. Flamingos, they eat shrimp also. That's why they're pink. So the pigmentation of the shrimp gets into their blood and into their body. And that's why they produce this reddish color to their meat. What else was I going to say about fish? Oh God, yeah. This one, farm raised. They're fed corn, soybean. Same thing as like cows. Also, they get fed the corn because corn's really cheap. It's subsidized from the government, so it's super cheap. They get tons of it, and they have to train the fish how to eat corn. So they mix the corn with their regular food, and then they start reducing the regular food and more corn. Eventually, the fish just eat the corn. So they have to be trained to eat that. The fish also, in farm raised, the fish are gray. It's a dead gray color. So if they were to sell a fish in its natural color, you would think it's disgusting because it's gray. You think it was dead. So what they do is they add coloring to it. They either add colored pellets that make the skin go into a pink color, or there's a pharmaceutical company that actually created a whole variety of shades from pink to a reddish color. I forget the name of the pharmaceutical company, but what you can do is you can look at the label, and the label will say added color added. Can you see that? It says salmon, Atlantic fillet, color added, farm fresh. Can you see that? So that's really the true color of that.
Don't pay attention to that.
What was that?
That we usually don't pay attention to that we don't read the labels.
I know, because
if I would have known that they're adding color to it, I mean, of course I wouldn't buy it.
Yeah, it's the same thing with the meat when it isn't sold, because oxidation. When you think of a car, when it loses its paint and water hits the car, it rusts, right? We all know that, right? And the reason why it does that is because oxygen hits the metal and it oxidizes it. Same thing with meat, and same thing with us. I mean, when oxygen hits us, we oxidize also. That's why we need the opposite of oxidation, which is anti-oxidation or antioxidants. That's why it's so important for us to have antioxidants. But the meat, when it hits the air, it'll turn gray or it'll turn brown. You'll see this in the meat department at the butcher shop. The beef, if it's been sitting there for a couple of days, it'll turn brown. But they'll spray it with a chemical which will make it look like red meat again. So when you cut it, when it's raw and it's brown on the inside, you just sold you a piece of crap meat. You just bought a piece of crap meat. So yeah, it's really important to kind of read the labels, as Letty said, to see what you're actually eating. It'll say, by law, it has to say, when you add coloring to it from a pharmaceutical company, they have to add that on the label according to law. But if they're fed food pellets that have the coloring in it, I don't think they have to add that to the label. So you don't know. But my guess is anything that's farm raised, you can bet that it's being fed corn, and it's a gray fish. It's not pink, it's not red, it's gray. Okay. So I think I got everything I wanted to talk about. Oh yeah, the other important thing about beef is, I know a lot of you are trying to lose weight. Beef has a fair amount inside the fat inside the fat, there's enzymes and compounds that either produce more fat or eat the fat. So inside beef, it has a fat called conjugated linoleic acid, or an acronym for it is CLA, and that fat actually burns fat. So you want to have that, you want to have more of that kind of fat in your body so you can burn more fat in your body. So beef has a lot of that in it, as opposed to chicken. Chicken doesn't have I don't think it even has any CLA in it. So this is why I'm big on beef, because of the higher the nutrients, the CLA, I forget what I was going to say. I got too much in my mind. Yeah, so the main thing I wanted to show today was the quality of food. You're going to pay for your health, as Joby put up on the posting a couple of days ago. You're going to pay for your health on either the front end or the back end. If you're buying cheap quality food, which I understand that sometimes you have to because of economic times and the amount of people you have in the house, then you're going to be paying for your diseases. You're going to be paying for doctor appointments, medications, hospitalizations, all this other stuff that comes along with eating a poor diet. And you're not going to be feeling very well. You're going to have arthritis. You're going to have high blood pressure. You're going to have high cholesterol, and obviously type 2 diabetes as well. So in my opinion, I'd rather spend a couple extra bucks on getting the quality food and getting those nutrients in me and staving off or hopefully preventing any of these diseases that come in the back end. Okay. So that was the big picture. You're going to pay for it on the front end or the back end. So I'd rather pay for it on the front end.
True, true.
Okay. Any questions?
No.
Nope.
You said it very clear, Chris.
I spoke really quickly, and I kind of like stumbled through most of it, but hopefully you guys got the gist of it.
Yep.
Yes.
And what are the name of the eggs again?